Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I'll apologize immediately if I start to get out of breath or sound like I can't catch my breath. It's this big thing in my belly sitting on my lungs. So I might have to stop and take a deep breath once in a while, but we really appreciate you being here. I'm Megan Inman. I'm the current chairman of the board for the Phoenixville Chamber of Commerce. See, it's already happening. Jessica's on vacation this week, our president, so I'm fully in charge today. You hear me talk a lot. Special thanks to our host, the Phoenixville Country Club, and also our sponsor for today, Kinetic Physical Therapy. And the first person I'm going to bring up is our monthly sponsorship with the Phoenixville Hospital. We have great speakers every month to teach us something new about our health or services or this is the other thing. I always forget stuff. So it's like you think of a word you're going to say and then the baby takes it away from you. Services and other resources that they provide at the hospital. So we're excited today to welcome Elizabeth Strickland with Blood Management Service Line at the Phoenixville Hospital. So we welcome Elizabeth to come up and talk to us about blood management.
Good afternoon. Yes, I am a registered nurse, and I serve as the Director of Patient Blood Management at Phoenixville Hospital. And if you're wondering what that is, you're not alone. Most people ask me, what exactly is patient blood management? Really, it is the scientific use of safe and effective medical and surgical techniques designed to prevent anemia and to decrease bleeding in an effort really to improve patient outcomes. So for decades, there were some doctors who had gained a lot of valuable experience in patients who refused blood under any circumstances. And some of the things that they saw were that patients were actually benefiting and getting better faster. And some of that science has actually led to the development of the field of patient blood management. The program that we have at Phoenixville Hospital, like other programs around the world, reduces healthcare costs, it improves patient safety, it reduces a patient's length of stay at the hospital, it reduces potential exposure to bloodborne disease, because really, even though blood is safer than it's ever been before, it's certainly not without risk. It also reduces the chance of hospital-acquired complications and infections. So really what we're doing is working to decrease transfusions to make sure that we're not wasting the very valuable resource that perhaps you've gone ahead and donated for the benefit of others. Now, as part of the patient blood management program at the hospital, we also have, under that umbrella, we have the bloodless medicine and surgery program. And that's for people who are unable to or will not accept a transfusion for any circumstance. Sometimes this is a safety concern, a religious conviction, or they may have other personal reasons to avoid transfusion. Members of the Patient Blood Management Committee will offer guidance to doctors and their patients on blood management strategies, such as preoperative correction of anemia, intraoperative blood cell recovery and reinfusion, and meticulous surgical techniques and minimally invasive surgery. And these things really benefit all patients. At Phoenixville Hospital, we've cultivated an atmosphere of dignity and respect for all patients, including those who refuse a blood transfusion under any circumstances. We really encourage patients to talk to their doctors about steps that they can take to avoid transfusion or reduce the need for it, eliminate it altogether. And if patients aren't sure what to say, we actually can help. We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We offer resources to support patients in pregnancy. If you want to avoid transfusion, we ask that patients contact us early so that we can help convey their wishes to their healthcare providers. Or if you're having surgery and you want to talk to your surgeon about minimizing the risks, we also provide referrals to doctors who are part of the bloodless medicine and surgery program. So really, the benefits, the program, it all begins long before a person enters the hospital, whether it's through education on alternatives to transfusion, identifying and treating anemia, or creating a surgical plan. And so we make ourselves available if any of you would like to learn more about alternatives to transfusion, or you have questions, we're always available to talk. So that's it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Back pain. I know a little bit about back pain, but I'm excited to learn more. We will now welcome our sponsor up to the podium, Dr. Jason from Kinetic PT, with the truth about lower back pain.
Yes.
All right. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So I want to give a condensed version of a talk that we give several times throughout the year, the truth about low back pain. We give this talk several times because we really found that there's a big difference between how low back pain is managed in our local communities and in the United States compared to what the research says. So there's a significant difference on what the research says we should be doing and what people actually get for their low back pain. So that's the main reason why we do this talk throughout the area several times a year. I want to start by asking this question. So what do you guys think is the number one predictor of why someone will get low back surgery in the United States? Shout out any answers. Sitting, okay.
Weight.
This one? Their weight, okay. Any other guesses on why you would get low back surgery in the United States? I'll put up a couple options here. Okay, MRI of a herniated disc, pain severity and location, use of loss of strength or reflexes, or your zip code. Right, so one stands out there in that zip code. So this was a study done at Dartmouth University a few years ago, and actually has to do with what highway you live next to, what area you're in, what hospital you live next to, which is the biggest indicator whether you get low back surgery in the U.S. One reason why low back surgery outcomes in the U.S. are so bad. Unfortunately, we do a lot of surgery in the United States. We do 40% more than any other country, and we do 5 times more than those in Canada and the UK. So statistics like this is why experts have likened low back pain to a modern day epidemic. Most of us will get low back pain in a lifetime, which is completely okay. The problem is we have about 3 times, the episodes of chronic low back pain have tripled since 1992. So we're getting worse at managing low back pain because people who get back pain, it's lasting for longer than 3 months and it's becoming more of a chronic condition. So one of the big issues is the cost, right? We spend about $87 billion each year for low back pain, right? This was done in 2016. So in 2016, we spent $30 trillion in healthcare. Number 3 on that list was low back pain. It was heart disease, diabetes, and then low back pain. Low back pain is not nearly as severe or significant as those 2 conditions or any condition below it, all right? And someone with low back pain is likely to spend 60% more healthcare dollars than someone without low back pain. So one of the reasons why is most people will never receive a treatment of known effectiveness. So we're usually told to do the exact opposite of what the research says we should be doing. People usually get bed rest, they get pain medicine, they get x-rays, MRIs, injections, surgery, and none of that has been shown to be effective for low back pain. Unfortunately, treatment is highly variable. It's driven by mostly personal opinion or personal preference. We do have clinical practice guidelines. All the research is summarized for us in these guidelines that come out every 4 years, but the adherence to that is pretty poor. So this is your typical episode of low back pain in the U.S. So let's say you get out of bed, you bend over to tie your shoes, and you get a shot of low back pain, right? Very common thing that can happen. You usually go to your primary care physician. He might put you on muscle relaxers, pain medicine, tell you to rest a little bit. Most of the time, that's not going to be effective. So you're going to go back to your primary care doctor. He'll likely order an x-ray. Right, if you get an x-ray, it usually just shows bony anatomy, so unless there was some kind of trauma or fall, it's not going to show too much. So you might get sent then to an orthopedic. An orthopedic will then likely schedule an MRI. An MRI is going to show an L4, L5 disc herniation, pretty much in everyone in this room. Right, it's a very common thing to have, right? It's just normal aging, just like having gray hairs or wrinkles on your skin. Having a disc herniation or a bulge is a very common finding to have on an MRI. You might get an injection into that area. Okay, at that point, you might see a physical therapist like myself with a combination of exercise, manual therapy, and then eventually get back to doing what you want to do. The problem with this is you saw a primary care physician twice, you saw an orthopedic, you saw a radiologist 2 different times, right? They had to read the x-ray and the MRI. You got an x-ray and an MRI, you had prescription pain pills, and you also had an injection. So you've had 8 or 9 things before you really even receive the treatment that's been shown to be effective, which is why healthcare costs go up so high. So an X-ray and MRI. So do we really need it? Research has never shown a link between the findings on an X-ray and an MRI and your pain, right? So if we had 100 people in this room, and let's say we're all 45 years old, right? And we take 50 people over here who have back pain and 50 people over here who do not have back pain. Their X-rays and MRIs are all going to look pretty similar. So it's tough to determine, right, if I have a disc herniation and I have back pain compared to someone who has that same disc herniation and doesn't have back pain. How do we know that that disc herniation is causing their symptoms? We don't, which is why surgery can be pretty tough and injections can be pretty tough as far as it being effective, because we're really not sure that's where their symptoms are coming from. Pain's typically a lot more complex than that. Okay, and this is just a study that was done, and it just shows these are people without low back pain, and it just shows facet degeneration, which is basically the joints that your vertebrae are stacked up on, disc height loss, disc bulge, disc degeneration. We can see how common these are, and as we get older, the percentage is going to increase, and you start seeing these in your mid-20s. And again, these are people without low back pain, so these findings are normal. If I had someone who came in who was 35 or 40 years old with an MRI and they didn't have a disc bulge or some kind of degeneration, that would be more abnormal than to have it. The biggest problem, though, with these scans is the psychological effect that they can have. So a lot of people were told they have bone on bone, they have disc degeneration. That term degeneration can be pretty scary for most people, right? And what happens after we get these imagings and we're told certain things is we stop being active, right? Maybe we stop bending forward because we're told we shouldn't flex our backs, or we stop twisting. And that can have even more effect. And just getting an MRI has been shown to increase your risk of chronic disability and also increases your risk of surgery by 34%. So we really should be careful of the language that we use with these patients because it can really affect their overall outcomes. So another thing that I always make sure that I tell people is that your spine does not sublux or come out of place. That's another misconception. And just like your MRI of showing that you have degeneration can be pretty scary, right? We've evolved for millions and millions of years as humans, right? And the spinal column protects our spinal cord. It's a very important structure. We wouldn't have evolved to have a weak structure, unstable structure that comes out of place, protecting such an important part of our body. So it's important to know that our spine does not sublux or come out of alignment. There's a small group of people that might have changes in alignment, such as curvatures, or some shifting, but has not been shown to be relative to a change in pain at all. So it hasn't been shown to be related to a significant change in pain. So it's important to know that our spines do not come out of place or come out of alignment. Another thing is bending, right? Usually we're told not to bend. This study just came out that actually showed that people who flexed their back put a lot less pressure through their spine when they were lifting a load as compared to people who would bend down and keep their back straight. So very often people were told when you go to bend down and pick something up, we keep our back straight, you bend your knees and you pick it up this way. The problem is we never use our low back muscles by doing that, right? So when we quickly go to bend and get something out of the car, out of the trunk of your car, and you get that shot of low back pain, it's kind of like if you flexed your elbow for 10 years and then you went to extend it very quickly. Your back's just not used to that. So what we really need to do is load our spine a lot more. So a lot of our patients will be picking up 20, 30-pound dumbbells, and we make sure they do it with a flexed back. Not only does it put less pressure through your back because your spine was actually made to flex, but we also need to work those muscles just like any other muscle in our body. So we need to be bending, and we need to be twisting, and we need to be doing that with a heavy load. So what's the solution? What research has shown to be the most effective thing for low back pain are two main things: reassurance that you're going to be better, that this is not going to be a long-term thing, because many people were told that you had the back of a 80-year-old, or you shouldn't bend again, or you're going to be in a wheelchair in a few months. We've heard all those things from our patients. So reassurance that you're going to be okay, and exercise. Exercise is really the most powerful drug when it comes to these movement disorders. One thing with physical therapy is it's been shown to be effective in early stages, right? So if you get to see a physical therapist early, not only do you improve outcomes, but your episode per low back pain becomes a lot less as far as cost. So the mean cost per episode of low back pain is about $3,000 less when PT is initiated within 14 days. This was a large study done in the Journal of Spine a few years back. Unfortunately, only 7% are referred to PT within 90 days. So we're not seeing these patients soon enough. which usually means that we see most people who have chronic low back pain lasting more than 3 months. And what's really been shown to be effective for that is cognitive and functional therapy. And one thing about this is we really look at to see what behaviors people are doing that are maladaptive, meaning they're making them worse, and we try to correct that. Many people are told you need a strong core, right? You need to clench your abs when you go to pick up something heavy, or if you're moving around, you need to clench your abs to protect your low back, and that's really false, right? If you broke your wrist, you wouldn't walk around with a clenched fist all day, right? Because that would make it hurt more. But with our backs, we tend to do that. We should be doing with relaxed movements, breathing out when we pick up a heavy load or we're bending over. I have patients who say they have pain when they roll over in bed. Well, when you think about that, you really shouldn't have any pain because you're not really damaging any structures just rolling over in bed. But when you watch them do it, they clench their abs, they hold their breath, and then they move. And the same as that clenched fist analogy. So we really shouldn't be strengthening our core with these patients. We should almost be destabilizing them. Another thing is upright posture. So people are usually told they need to be sitting upright. I've had a lot of patients who come in who won't flex their backs, they sit upright, and they tell me that throughout the day at their job, they're always sitting upright and they don't understand why they have low back pain. Really what they're doing is they're using those muscles constantly to keep themselves upright, and we're trying to teach them to slouch more. And they go to slouch, right? And then they start to get a huge stretch in their back just by relaxing their backs. And they understand that they've been doing this for so long that they really should be in more of a relaxed posture. I've never seen someone who came into our office with low back pain and walks and they're all loose and they're moving around this way. They're usually walking around very stiff. So we need to destabilize them, tell them to stop doing core exercises, stop holding their breath, and learn how to slouch more. And it can be very effective just doing that. So just when it comes to preventing your pain, so how to avoid low back pain, these are the main risk factors. So in fact, depression, stress, and sleep have been shown to be the biggest risk factors of someone to develop low back pain. Right? So it's not just a mechanical thing, there's something more going on here. And you can get low back pain just like you can get a headache. Right? So, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling stressed, if you had a bad day at work, you didn't get a good night's sleep, you can easily get a headache. You can get a backache for the same reason. The problem is we get back pain, there's more fear associated with it. Right? So that thing that we got that was most likely caused by stress or lack of sleep, and we just need a good night's sleep, we might go to the physician, we might get an x-ray, might get an MRI, might start getting injections, when we really just needed to maybe do some stress relaxation type therapy, or just get a good night's sleep. So these are some other risk factors when it comes to low back pain: smoking, obesity, hypertension. If we look at all these things, including depression, stress, and sleep, what's one thing that can really help affect all those risk factors? Any guesses? What's one thing that can really help to improve all those risk factors with low back pain? Exercise. Is exercise, right? Exercise has a direct effect on sleep, on stress, on depression, and everything else on this list. Exercise is a pretty powerful drug. It's the most reliable indicator of future health, and this was a really good study that I always throw up here. This was a large study done in 2011 of 35,000 older adults. And what they found when they looked at these older adults, the thing that was most directly related to their mortality was gait speed. Had nothing to do with heart rate, blood pressure, blood sugar, or any other thing in their health. It was really gait speed was the best indicator of how healthy they were and how close they were to mortality. Also, exercise has been shown to reduce other things, dementia, heart disease, and there's been a direct effect between colon cancer and breast cancer. So that's just a really condensed version of the truth about low back pain. We're giving this talk again in a couple weeks at the Phoenixville YMCA, but these are just some take-home messages that I want you guys to really understand: that surgery is rarely needed, advanced imaging is rarely needed, poor sleep, stress can have an effect on it. Bending is safe, our spines don't come out of alignment, the perfect posture may not exist, and overall persistent pain can get better through exercise. I always throw this quote up here because that's something I heard a few years ago, and I think we have to, not to leave on a negative note, but we really have to be our own best advocates when it comes to our healthcare. So never underestimate the ability of our healthcare system to make us worse. We are doing a study right now, a national randomized controlled trial with Temple University and Franklin Pierce University at our Collegeville location. So we're enrolling subjects. Anyone who you think might be a good candidate for that study, my card's on everyone's tables. You can always email me. But we're trying to enroll subjects, and we need a total of 76 subjects before it is published. Lastly, we just started a telehealth platform, Kinetic Live. So if anyone does have questions about their back pain, shoulder pain, and they don't want to come into the office, we do have a telehealth platform now that you can do it remotely at home. I want to thank you guys for having me here. I thank the Phoenixville Chamber of Commerce and the Country Club for hosting us here today. And if we have time, I can take any questions, or you can find me later on today. That's it. Yes.
So literally, you increase your gait. You just talked about walking faster, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, that was just the one study in JAMA. They looked at older adults who live in the retirement community, and what they found as the ones that were closer to mortality, closer to death, had a lesser gait speed. And they looked at heart rate, blood pressure, they looked at every indicator they could. I think that was most directly affected. So that was gait speed. So the faster people walked, the longer they were living.
Literally, right? So just everybody needs to walk faster.
Yeah, I mean, but we all.
Keep the pace up, you're in good shape.
Yeah. So the slower we walk, obviously, it makes sense. The closer we're probably to be in the end. But that just shows how important the musculoskeletal system is. That we have to keep moving.
Any other questions for Dr. Jason? Okay, awesome. Great presentation.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you again to the hospital and our sponsor from Kinetic Physical Therapy. That was a great presentation. Now it's time to learn what's new at the Chamber. So as some of you may have seen on some of our announcements, we did select our Charity Gala recipient for this year, the Phoenixville Police Association Shop with a Cop program. So we're super excited about supporting them and really feel like our efforts are going to go a really long way to support a great group that's doing a great thing in our community. And just as a reminder, here's my deep breath again, sorry. That event takes place right here at Phoenixville Country Club the weekend before Thanksgiving. So this year that date is Saturday, November 17th. So it's never too early to get your tickets. So please feel free to go online or call the office if you'd like to register for that. And we're always looking for sponsors, auction items. We always get a tremendous amount of support from the community and our members. So we really do appreciate that. But if you're interested in supporting that event, just go ahead and reach out to the office. Another deep breath. Another thing is we currently have some really cool t-shirts for sale in the office. I believe we're giving one away, right, Karen, for the door prize today. So you'll see that for $20. So you'll see one and you'll want one. So to keep a lookout for that. We also have another really cool event that's new to the community this year that the Chamber is a partner on Oktoberfest. That will be coming to the community on Saturday, October 13th, and will be held at the St. Michael's Pavilion, right across from Produce Junction there. If you go back on the lock, there's a beautiful open field, and we hope to take it all and have a nice, beautiful, sunny day. There'll be a lot of family-friendly activities, as well as a lot of beer consumption and music and all kinds of fun stuff. So you can go on PhoenixvilleOktoberfest.com. The website is live, and there's also a Facebook page as well. So we really look forward to being a partner in that event. More details coming out soon on that. One more deep breath. I'm only a week away, guys, so don't panic. It's good. We're good.
I think it's soon.
Or maybe today. I don't know. Either way. Either way, I'm good with. Right. I'm also. Yeah, it's good. I'm also proud to announce that the Phoenixville Chamber will be celebrating our 90th anniversary next year. So that's amazing. And we're putting together a committee. We're really hoping to really capitalize on that next year and celebrate 90 great years here in Phoenixville. So if you're interested in being on that committee, you can go ahead and reach out to the office. We're going to have, again, a series of events going on throughout the year to celebrate that occasion, including a birthday party, I think, which is kind of cool. So, so if you're interested in being on that committee, we'd love to have you as a member. Please reach out to the office. This is where I'm going to need like a lot of deep breaths. We have so many, we're so lucky to have so many annual sponsors. So now I get to read the list to thank all of our annual sponsors. Again, we have so much great support. Forgive me if I pause during it a couple of times. Benchmark Federal Credit Union, Phoenixville Hospital, Phoenixville JCs, SEI, Phoenixville Federal Bank and Trust, Premier Planning Group, BB&T Bank, Riverworks Luxury Apartments, Ardent Credit Union, AFC Urgent Care, Bryn Mawr Trust, Giardina Insurance and Financial Services, John Kennedy Ford, Maley LLP, OWM Law, almost made it, Phoenix Village Luxury Apartments, Steve Greco Landscaping, and Tompkins Vist Bank. So thank you so much for all of our annual sponsor support. I also at this time want to thank you to a great amount of new members, which is always great to see during the summertime, especially during this time of the year. I know we have a few in attendance today. Jim and Roseanne from Market Val Real Estate Advisors. Are you here? Thank you so much. Welcome. And Diana from the Phoenixville Area Time Bank. Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much. We also have Colebrookdale, did I say that right? Railroad. Framework Development, LLC, Grumbles, Kona Ice, Lindt Chocolate, yum, Phoenixville Handyman, Sage Thrive, Stride Studio, Vidian Chevrolet, and Wawa. So thank you so much to our new members and welcome to the Chamber. At this time, I'll ask all new members, first-time attendees, and guests to come up and go ahead and state their name and company in a 30-second commercial if they'd like to, if you want to start forming a line here. And also any community announcements for the good of the group if you'd like to come up and talk about those. Any takers? Yeah, come on.
You missed me, but I'll.
Okay. Did we miss you? Oh, I'm so sorry.
All right, I'll take a minute.
Okay. You can have a minute.
That's okay. My name is Bill McAdoo. I'm the president of Concordia Choral Arts, which is a juried and, I guess, audition-based choir. Our thrust is to be in the Phoenixville area. My choir director lives in the city. And we are looking for ways in which we can enrich the Phoenixville area with our choral music. It is a unique choir. You probably won't hear any show tunes. You probably, if you come to one of our concerts, you will hear at least 2, if not more, pieces done in a foreign language. It is a very unique and wonderful choir, and if you would like to join us for a celebration of the International Day of Peace on Sunday, September 23rd at 3 o'clock, featuring music and interactive performances from local musicians, including Concordia Voices, Concordia Choral Arts Premier Choral Ensemble. This free concert is being held at the First Presbyterian Church, 145 Main Street, followed by a reception hosted at the Community Arts Phoenixville, 207 Bridge. So as you heard in the luxury car commercial, come join us. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Whoops. My name's Jim Clementis, and I'm here with my wife, Roseanne. Name of our company is Market Val Real Estate Advisors. We provide real estate appraisal services primarily for commercial properties for purposes of financing. We work with banks, a lot of tax assessment appeal. We work with attorneys and property owners, eminent domain, estate work, divorce work. You name it, we do it. But we do primarily commercial work, do a little bit of residential stuff, but have an office in Bluebell. My wife and I just moved here a couple months ago, I guess, from the Skipback area. So I'm also going to possibly be looking for some small office space in the next 6 months. So if anybody knows of any in town, knows of anybody to contact, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris Zaccarelli. I am the new-ish CEO of the Crime Victim Center of Chester County. I started in November. Some of the chambers, when they give you 30 seconds, they literally time you. So I'm really glad that you guys don't do that because I can't fit what we do in 30 seconds easily. We are a nonprofit organization. We're based in Westchester, but we recently just opened drop-in hours at Orion Communities here in Phoenixville every Thursday from 12:30 to 2:30. We have two different sets of services. We provide supportive services and crisis response to victims of crime and those impacted by crime. We have two hotlines that you can reach our services 24/7. One of our advocates can come to the police station, the hospital, come to the home, all types of services. We also offer counseling, and our advocates also can accompany people to court and just basically be that familiar face in the room when they walk in during the criminal justice system, that those faces can rotate, but our advocate is always there. We also have an educational portion to our services. We go out to all the schools in Chester County. Our goal is to hit all second grade students with our new Safe Touches program. And we also offer parent and professional programming as well to the college age and then older adults and professionals in our community, which we have also an adult education aspect of it. So it really doesn't all fit in 30 seconds, so if you've had any questions about what we do, please let me know. We are newish to the Phoenixville Chamber and very grateful for the opportunity to talk to you guys, and we do have lots of events coming up, but I'll just stick to one. We have our gala on November 2nd, so it's not the same time, and ours is at the American Helicopter Museum in Westchester. It's a really neat venue, and we are actively looking for sponsors and also silent auction items, so if you wanted to reach out in the Westchester area, we serve the entirety of Chester County, and even those victimized in Chester County that live outside of Chester County. So that's why but we are based in Westchester, so our gala is on the 2nd. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Diana Baldy, and I'm recently appointed president for the Time Bank, the Phoenixville Area Time Bank. So we're rebranding. We've got brochures out there. You may have heard of us as individuals helping individuals, and we do that. We're going to actually hit 40,000 hours before the end of the year, which is kind of a big deal. We're also hoping in these next few months you'll see us more in the community because we've started doing things in groups. So, for example, we're working with the JCs and helping Heinrich with building the bird for the Firebird Festival. So if you come out for an event like that, you earn hours that you can use then for other things that you need. So for me, it's been really good dropping into Phoenixville. 2 years ago, we met people and kind of have an extended family. We do random acts of kindness for each other. So hopefully, if you're interested, there's brochures out there. Oh, we're going to do our fundraiser October 13th, the same day as the Oktoberfest. So we hope to have a table there. Like I wrote into the website, but I haven't heard back. Because we said after you've had your beer and your hot dogs, maybe you want to come have some really authentic Italian dinner. Okay, thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is BP Miller. I'm one of the founding partners of Chorus Photography that's based here in Phoenixville for the last 5.5 years. I'm a photojournalist, but we do all different types of photography. Some of you may have seen some of the work that we do. We do free family portraits in Reeves Park for the last 3 years or 4 years for families that wouldn't be able to otherwise afford them. We'll be doing that again in the fall. Hopefully we have a fall this year. We didn't really have one last year, which kind of sucked. We also do we give photo packages for those of you doing silent auctions. I give 25 away a year. We start at January 1st. Normally by January 3rd, they're gone. However, with that being said, for people in Phoenixville, we always make exceptions. So you're always welcome to reach out to us. If we're at our peak, I'll tell you, you've had enough, Karen, you're done. But for anybody else, besides Karen, I'm just kidding, we're friends. You're always welcome to reach out to us. Also, just as an FYI, as far as a give back goes, Phoenixville has been very kind to us in the 5.5 years that we've been here. My company does all the photography for WMMR, WMGK, so on and so forth, and part of that are kind of like ad give backs. I'm sure some of you have done that before. We're in the process of getting Andre Gardner out here, and Chorus Photography is going to be doing a hometown broadcast with 1029 as my give back to Phoenixville. So everyone's going to come down. We're going to be having all kinds of prizes. It's going to be a great broadcast. We're still finalizing all the details. So thanks for being awesome here in Phoenixville. We certainly appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Beth Floor. I'm the new development manager for the clinic right on Church Street.
Hi, I'm Karen Ciccanelli. I'm the new business manager at the clinic.
If you don't know, the clinic is a nonprofit. We provide healthcare, free healthcare to the uninsured and underinsured. I've lived in Phoenixville nearly my whole life, so I'm excited to be involved in the nonprofit scene here now. If anybody has any questions about what we do, services we provide, just let us know. Yeah, that's it. Anything?
No, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andrea Cronin. I'm with American Executive Centers. So we are an executive office space or a co-working space for professionals. So you can come see me. So we have 6 different locations all around Philly, and yes, we do have offices, but I also have a full staff at each of our locations that will help you with what your office needs, whether it's your phone needs to be answered, you need an address, you need a room, a boardroom, conference room to meet with your clients. You could just pop in at any of our locations and just say, hey, do you have a room for 2 hours? I need to look professional. We'll even put your name on the door. It looks like it's your office. It's all a big facade. So, and we do have business support services, so admin are on staff at all times. Some people just use our admin services. They aren't actually clients. They just use our admin that will work on your blogging or your SEO or doing those cold calls or doing invoice calls for clients. So really anything that you would need for your business needs, I can help you with. Again, Andrea Cronin with American Executive Centers.
Talk into this? I need a stool. Hi, I'm Joanne McCracken. I'm with the Senior Center, and I'm up here today to tell you about all the exciting things that we're doing. First is to invite you all to come next month to the Chamber Breakfast, be on the 2nd floor of the Senior Center. I think everybody's been kind of happy. It's a good breakfast. Second, we have a spaghetti dinner coming up in September. And we have what we're calling Medicare 101. So if you're planning to retire in the next 6 months or so, it might be a good idea to find out about Medicare insurance and supplements and everything that you're going to need to keep that going into your retirement. That will be on September 12th. And then on October 11th, we're going to have an insurance fair. So I'm here to invite people who deal in supplemental medical insurance to come and join us for a fair for the people who are about to retire so that you can help to sell their products. We would appreciate your help, and we want to help you too. So if there's please call me if you'd like to get involved. And the spaghetti dinner is on September 20th, I believe. So we invite you to come out. $10 for adults, $5 for children. Franco's spaghetti, all you can eat, salad, dessert, beverage, and we'd love to see you. Thanks.
Hey, I'm Sarah Pupple with the University of Valley Forge. I'm the Director of Student Success and Career Services. Just to tell you, we're going to have a job fair and have a couple tables left on August 30th. That's in about 2 weeks for anybody offering part-time jobs to students. We also offer display space throughout the year with like a 2-week notice, and also a career and internship fair in January. So if anybody's interested, see me after this. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, everyone. Now it's time for our raffle prizes, which we already have pulled here. Yeah, because he's going to win something. Okay, so we will start with the door prizes, I guess. So we have, 4 winners of people that dropped their business cards. The first one this is also an avid winner, Chris James Hector. You always win. Congratulations. Are these membership meetings? Okay. Okay, the next one we have is Christine with the Crime Victim Center of Chester County. And we have BP Miller with Chorus Photography. And we have one more, Joseph Pugh. Awesome. All right, now do you guys want to get out your blue tickets? These are our raffle tickets that we were selling when you came in. And what do we have for raffle prizes?
2 of the Phoenixville t-shirts and one $20 gift card for Model.
Oh, great. We want to model one of the Phoenixville t-shirts that are, again, for sale in the chamber office for $20.
It also appeared on the Mayor's Kitchen.
Oh, and also this t-shirt made its debut on the Mayor's Kitchen television show featuring our own Peter Urschler, Mayor Urschler, who's here with us today. Great. Okay, so our first number, this is for a t-shirt, 723-0206. 0206. Anyone? Janice, that's not you, is it? 723-0206. Okay, we'll try again. 625-1441. Oh, yay. There we go. Our next winner is 625-1450. Oh, lucky table. Right behind you there. And then we have a gift card that's left? I need one more ticket. Do we have the basket? Nobody found 0206 in their pocket? $625-1437 for our gift card. Oh, you made it easy on Karen. She just goes back to the same table. Yeah, lucky table. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again so much for everyone for coming. Our August meeting is typically a little bit shorter because it's a little bit lighter agenda, so please feel free to stick around and enjoy some networking if you please. And thanks again for joining us today. Thank you so much.